Good morning, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project and Magnetic Reversal News, bringing you a grand solar minimum update Monday, February 24th at noon 2020. The models are in. Chi-Town is in the crosshairs for a system that is moving east. Bullseye Wednesday. And the Dow is down 1,000 points as fears in the markets emerge. Keep calm. It's boom time. Strong winds bring down trees, power lines across western Washington. And that's just the beginning of the story. Storm could drop 8 inches of blowing, drifting snow across southern Wisconsin on Tuesday, which will be their lose day. As folks across southern Wisconsin basked in warmth this weekend, meteorologists threw a cold, wet blanket on the forecast chill and any thoughts that spring can't be far off. They're buried. And it looks like Iowa's going to be in there too, tracking an incoming storm. Southeast Iowa at the biggest risk. And snow for the Rockies in the Northeast and the West this week. Let's take a look. Windy City bracing for potentially biggest storm of the winter. And we do have some video.
A snowstorm coming and is going to get particularly heavy Tuesday morning through Wednesday afternoon. That's when a heavy Tuesday morning through Wednesday afternoon. That's when a winter storm watch is in effect. So today it's snow and rain, but it will change over to all snow by Tuesday. So that snow starts to get heavy right through the morning and the afternoon. And this is going to last until Wednesday about noontime. Now, not only this, but it is going to be very blustery. So winds are going to be gusting over 25 miles per hour and the temperatures are going to be brutal. So we are looking at some very dangerous wind chills. Here's a look at what you can expect as far as snowfall goes right through Wednesday. And for the city, a foot not out of the question.
That is definitely a boom for Chi-Town. Let's break it down. 5 to 8 in Aurora, 8 to 12 in Chi-Town, 5 to 8 in Gary, 5 to 8 in Joliet. Those are the numbers coming from the National Weather Service. Heavy snow forecast from Midwest into the Great Lakes. Blizzard warnings up there in Wyoming. Even a blizzard warning in central Colorado. Hello. A storm system over the central U.S. will bring heavy rain and thunderstorms to the mid-Mississippi Valley and southeast today. The north of the system track, a band of heavy snow is forecast from the Midwest into the Great Lakes and northern New England through midweek. It will cause some travel difficulties, but Chi-Town is in the crosshairs in the next few days. Let's check out the GFS model. Here's your Monday into your Tuesday. Snow is going to be all over the northern Rockies. And then that system develops. It appears to be developing in Kansas. Nebraska first, then Kansas, and then it's going to move up into Chicago there. Through Michigan, hello, Top Knot. And then the Northeast. And second system bring more snow to the Northeast as we enter March. Looking quite snowy for the Sierras that are worried about their snowpack. Could be seeing several feet of snow in the next several weeks. Snow and ice floods and gales to bring more chaos in Scotland's wettest February in 89 years. 500-mile-wide jet of cold air from Greenland will bring the winter's sting in the tail. And not just Scotland, but UK weather. Britain heads for the wettest February in 30 years. More rain floods South Wales and Scotland. Has nothing to do with you and everything to do with stratospheric radiation in the form of cosmic rays, nucleating more clouds than ever before in modern history. Tropical cyclone Esther makes landfall in northern Australia as second storm strengthens. So, good news for the fires there. They're all but out and contained. Extreme locust plague shows no waning in sight. More locusts spotted in India. And here we have some footage of the Kenya swarms. Complete crop devastation. 9 killed after 5.7 earthquake rattles Iran. Many people ran as buildings collapsed.
Rescue workers scrambled to free people trapped after 2 strong earthquakes shook the border of Turkey and Iran on Sunday. One of them was a magnitude 6.0, the other a 5.7. Several people were killed and dozens more were injured. The damage was extensive in several villages, and people have lost their homes. The earthquakes were centered in a mountainous region of western Iran. Earthquakes are common in this area, which sits along several active fault lines.
You heard it. Pretty typical. And I'm stuck here, as usual. Deadly earthquake along the Iran-Turkey border. Seismic update. Biggest quake of note since then has been a 5.0 in Guatemala. And there has also been a rumbler in Italy, 4.8 recently. And take a look. In Missouri, we have some rumblings. So the New Madrid is getting jiggy as earthquakes are uploaded. The Reykjanes Ridge in Iceland continues its inflation, and an update coming yesterday, increase in dangerous volcanic gases. It was reported in the news that dangerous levels of volcanic gases have been detected in caves on the Reykjanes volcano. This change suggests that magma might be already close to the surface and less than 1 kilometer at depth. Bad weather has been masking detection of small earthquakes in recent hours. There has been no change in earthquake activity, which is in an uptick mode, and inflation remains at 60 millimeters and has stayed there for days. So it's tick-tock on the Iceland volcano waiting period. Worldwide volcano news update. 26,000 feet, Sabancaya puffing today, almost 5 miles above the sea level there. And no other quakes of note. A 30,000 foot eruption earlier. So pretty significant puff. They say a puff emission to 6 miles. Pavlov volcano activity. There's seismic unrest continuing. And we're going to be closely monitoring the situation here. So check out the links below to do your own further research onto these topics. Dengue fever is spreading in the Caribbean, and survivors say travelers are not being warned. Now, why many people are saying that the current outbreak has not reached the southern latitudes, dengue is alive and well. If you're traveling there, read the article. Link below. Harvey Weinstein, guilty of rape and criminal sexual assault, will spend probably the rest of his life in jail. Good job. Katherine Johnson dies at 101. Mathematician that broke barriers at NASA. This is a historic female, a historic woman, and she deserves to be venerated. One of the group of black women mathematicians at NASA that, well, got us to where we are today in a state of disarray. Paleontologists find evidence of dog domestication during the last ice age. That's 28,500 years ago. Those are some old dogs. Surprise! There's more water on Jupiter than anyone thought. And scientists continue to be baffled. Why does Arukuth look like a snowman? It's not because two meteors fused together. It's because of electrical scouring, electrical machining. There she goes. Australian petroglyph rock art. Very similar to all the rock art we've been seeing around these parts. And it's becoming ever clearer that there is a connection worldwide on these ancient lost cultures. And the connection is electricity. This is the Egyptian god Thoth. And this is in Australia. Not only that, there are hieroglyphs in Australia in the form of petroglyphs. We've uncovered similar petroglyphs here in North America. And for those of you unaware of the work of Anthony Peratt, the Thunderbolts Project, I'm going to leave you Peratt's paper in the IEEE Transactions on Plasma Science, Volume 31, Number 6, December 2003, where he explains that plasma discharge formations, which they create in a lab, are indicative of the unexplained petroglyphs worldwide. And he breaks it down with the glyphs, with the experiments, what they mean, and amazingly enough here, let me bring your attention to page 1207, 1208. and I'll blow your mind. For those of you that watched the precession panel video, Anthony Peratt includes the precession panel in its entirety here and the experiment above to explain what these native people saw 1,000 years ago or more in the sky. The initial instability structure with the thin layer with the density 10 times of ambient medium surrounding it in a simple perturbation creates almost the same image. Solutions, let's talk about them. Grow a forest in your backyard in less than a decade using permaculture principles. Matt Powers and I have talked extensively about these principles in past videos. You just search our video library under Matt Powers and get them all. But now is the time to learn how to provide for yourself and your family nutrient-dense food grown on-site. And it's only 6 weeks away, LeetCon 2020 at the Gaiasphere. Get your tickets now before they're gone. Hope you got something out of the video. Winter is not over. There's still a lot more to come. As record rain saturates most of the continent, the spring runoff is coming. And we're heading into flooding season soon. But not before we're headed into buried season up in the Northeast. Be safe. We love you. Proper prior preparation prevents piss poor performance. Period.